All right, rentals and turnkey. All right, of course, there is not enough rentals in the world. There's just not enough rentals in the world. Okay, and it's going to get worse and worse. Now, there's like, I know there's more moratoriums. Everybody's fixing, there's like freaking out and stuff. But the truth is, it's going to pass. Totally going to pass. There's not enough rentals in the world, and you can make a lot of money by being very smart with passive income and passive wealth. So ultimately, rentals and turnkey rentals essentially are building passive wealth and passive income at the same time. So ultimately, you can focus on having your rentals make you money and doing the things that you want to do. And it all boils down to passive income. All I focus on now is automating and systematizing everything I do in my life, including my storage facility, so that me and my family can travel for 6 to 8 months out of the year. All right, that's our goal, traveling for 6 to 8 months out of the year. And you can do that with rentals. You can do that with passive income. Okay. Commercial and multifamily. Yeah. So everybody wants to do multifamily now. Multifamily is so competitive right now. I mean, it doesn't matter if you want to do 2 doors, 10 doors, or 100 doors, or 1,000 doors. Like it's super duper duper competitive. I mean, as is all things, right? But even more competitive. But everybody always says that. It's been competitive for like the past 10 years anyways. But so when I say that multifamily is competitive, what that means is that you need to be doing a lot of marketing. All right. Sending out 100 letters ain't going to do it. All right. Sending out 1,000 letters. I have a student that's like, I just sent out 1,000 letters and got 5 calls. I'm like, yeah, because you can't just send out 1,000 letters. You have to send out like tens of thousands of letters. So you have to be like constantly sending out letters. I mean, the thing with real estate investing is like, you have to have money to market. That's why I said, like, you got to have money. I know people, you have to have money to market. Whether or not you have money to purchase the properties. I mean, I buy property all the time with other people's money, right? But you have to have the money to market to find the properties. Going online and finding properties just ain't going to cut it. You got to think outside the box. So that means you've got to market. This is what you're focusing on over the course of the next couple of years, is marketing, finding money to market as much as you possibly can, and creative deal structuring so that you can get these properties for very little money. Or finding people to lend you money, or finding banks to lend you money. But you've got to have money. So that's it. So multifamily is one of these things where you've got to have some money. All right. You do, in order to find some property. And I highly recommend that you are not in primary markets. Primary is like in Atlanta or around Atlanta in the suburbs, even like the way suburbs, like anywhere. Like it's just like, if you're in Orlando, you have to be like way out in the middle of nowhere. If you're in Nashville, you cannot be in Nashville. You have to be everywhere else in Tennessee but Nashville, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like secondary and tertiary markets. It's really secondary markets of secondary cities, right? Or tertiary markets of states, if that makes sense. Commercial is like hit or miss right now, right? I mean, we're just having some serious issues with commercial. Like, you definitely don't want to be doing some retail, but you could go out and buy a storage. Like, you could figure out how to convert. Like, there's gonna be a lot of conversions of storage facilities, right? So if you're smart with those commercial properties and try to figure out, like, okay, what can we do with this thing? Like, I had one lady that called me up and she's like, she has a restaurant. It's like a commercial building with a restaurant and then some offices. And she's like, I'm not making any money. I'm just losing money. Commercial is really hard right now, unless you're a big, huge company, right? And then you can afford it. So I highly recommend just kind of staying away from commercial right now. Unless it's storage facilities, warehouses, this kind of thing might be good. But retail is just not the place to be. Okay, for now. Vacation rentals. There is not enough vacation rentals in the world. I mean, there's not enough vacation rentals in the United States. Nobody wants to travel like outside of the country. You all know that, right? And I mean, we went to Tampa this year and stayed in a house with a pool. It was awesome. Oh my gosh. There needs to be more houses with pools. There needs to be more vacation houses. That's what I'm telling you. That's the way it's going. So if you want to get into like vacation rentals, I think that's a plus, you know. And actually we have like several teachers, like we've broken it up to like luxury vacation rentals, urban vacation rentals, like urban rentals, and then we've done even arbitrage. So we're going to have a whole bunch of because like, you know, it's going to be hot. People want to just travel. People want to travel, but they don't want to leave the country. So you either got hotels and you got vacation rental homes, right? So we got to just like, this is a hot topic. This can be a very hot topic. And the good thing is that you have an exit strategy. You can always just rent it out if you can't make enough money to, you know, to pay the mortgage. It's like, hey, I'll just rent this one out, which is good. Just as long as you make sure you cover your mortgage with, you know, with the amount of money that you make. Okay. Finally, self-directed IRAs. Yes, definitely. If you do not understand self-directed IRAs, be on the lookout, because we got lots of sponsors that are going to come in and teach you all about utilizing self-directed IRAs. Everybody needs to be utilizing self-directed IRAs in some form or fashion, right? You need to have a Roth account or a 401k or an IRA, whatever it is, and utilize that to invest in property. Okay. So if you're not doing that, highly recommend putting that on the list. And don't worry, over the course of the next couple of months, you will definitely see all different kinds of training webinars on how you can utilize these self-directed IRAs with investments as well. That's fun. That's the fun part. Mobile homes, not enough mobile homes in the world, right? Just like I said, this falls under affordable housing. All right. Now, the only thing is that like you have to be in the tertiary market now. I mean, like a lot of places, they don't want mobile homes. I don't know why. It's affordable housing. That might change. Who knows? You know, there's just not enough. So, but this is a huge market. So I highly recommend, you know, be on the lookout. We've got some special guest teachers coming in teaching about mobile home investing as well. So you'll see that. But I highly recommend, if you're interested in this is a great way to get started in real estate investing. You don't have to wholesale to get started. You don't have to rehab to get started, right? You can just go directly into mobile homes or to vacation rentals or whatever is multifamily or self-storage. Like, okay, you don't have to wholesale and rehab if you don't want to. And mobile homes is a great way. And there's just not enough mobile homes in the world, honestly. And there ain't nothing wrong with them. All right. They are cash cows, essentially. They are cash cows. And RV parks, we have down here RV parks. Also, there is not enough RV parks in the world. All right. It's just, you know, because everybody's going to be traveling within the country. Over the course of the next couple of years, people are just not going outside the country. And, you know, RV parks, now they're getting like, you know, the thing is like, I see a lot of RV parks going up, but they're like the big fancy ones. And it's like, you know, why, like, you know, people can't afford big fancy RV parks right now. You know, you can't afford $80 a night. You know, you can afford like $30 a night. So look for these RV parks where you can charge like 30 or $40 a night. There's not enough of these in the world. People think that they can just charge so much more. It's like, you know, I'm like, if I'm going to pay $80 a night, why don't I just go get a hotel room? You know, so think about it that way. Like these families that are going to be here, they want to go out, they want to travel, they want vacation homes, but they can't afford $200 a night for a vacation home. I stayed in a vacation home, like in an Airbnb, a couple of weeks ago down in Valdosta. We were going to go check on the storage facility that we bought. And I paid $100 a night. And I'm going to tell you, this Airbnb, it was horrible. It was horrible. It was like a Days Inn. I mean, I put on my comment on my review, I was like, I equate this to a Days Inn. I don't know why this would be $100 a night. And I really think that, like, I mean, come on, why do you charge so much money for this stuff? You know, think about like the market, what's happening. People need to go out and go traveling now. So if you're really into RVs and RV parks, which we're like big RV people, like just think about like affordable vacations as well. Like it's not like luxury vacations all the time. It's also affordable vacations. Okay. So you could totally find a niche in that. Is what I'm saying. And a really good place to find to get RV parks is mobile home parks that are like going on the wayside. Essentially what I'm seeing is a lot of people come in and buy like like, horrible mobile home parks, I'm talking about, with like 10 or 20, units. And then like, they're just old and nasty and falling apart because they were built in the 70s or whatever. They take all those out and make it into an RV park, or they make it even to a tiny home park, which is very smart as well too. I've seen that, which could be a very good investment. Okay, storage and signage. Yeah, storage, storage. I do storage. You guys all know storage is the best kept secret in the real estate investing world. But you got to, it's just, it's somebody's taste, really. If you're interested, you're interested, and if you're not. But no, storage is one way, definitely. There's not enough storage in the world. Unfortunately, we Americans, we like to buy our crap. Did you know that on average, an American household has like 250,000 items in their house? Can you imagine 250,000 items? And they just keep buying. We just keep buying, especially now we're sitting at home, we're bored. We're sitting there just like buying stuff online, and it's just like so bad. So, so storage is never going to go away. In fact, it's more and more and more right now. So storage is also a very good way to get in there into investing. And I will be doing a monthly storage training. So make sure you keep your eye out for that. I'm not sure when I'm going to do it. Sometime in February I start, but just keep your eye out for that. Signage. Signage is also so good. I mean, I called like a sign. I was like, how much is it to market on this sign? It was like off like one of the major highways here in Atlanta. It was like kind of like out, like not in the downtown, but like in the outer suburbs area. And he charged $1,600 just for the graphics, just to get the graphics done. It was $1,600. And then it was $1,600 a month. $1,600 a month. And what he did is, and he went out, he just, he went out and he went along highways, and he just went out and tried to find like where he like land that was near like major roads that he could put a sign there. That's what he did. I mean, it's actually very genius. And he's got this major company that he makes money on just by doing, that's it. He's got like a little plot of land. He throws a sign on, and then he charges $1,600 a month on that sign. Can you imagine? So signage is also a very good way if you're interested in, that's real estate. That's real estate. I know people don't think about this, but it's real estate. Yeah. And tax liens. Yes, tax liens are also, tax liens is like in a good and a bad market is good. But the only thing is in tax liens in a good market, people are really, they're bidding high at the auctions. All right. So we'll see what happens over the course of the next couple of years, and people start, bowing out and stuff. Because I remember back in the day, you could go to like the tax liens and get, houses for $500 to $5,000. And now it's like what happens is that people want to come in and they just want to make that money on the loan, right? Because you make, and like anywhere from 10 to 20%, depending on what state you're in, you'll make like X amount of money just by paying that lien off, and then just hoping that they come in and pay the loan off, and then you just make that percentage. So people really get into tax liens just to be lenders. That's really what it is. And then the end, sometimes you get a property. That's kind of how your mindset should be with tax liens. Just like, okay, I'm going to get in there. I'm going to bid on this. If I get it, great. And I'll get anywhere from 10 to 20% interest on it, for a year. And that's just how much money I make, right? And if they don't pay and I get the house, awesome. But if they do, then, that's just how it is. And that's kind of how your mindset should be. But you can definitely get really good property this way. Definitely, especially in tertiary markets. See, everybody wants to go to like primary markets, but really secondary markets as well too. It used to be just primary. Now people are going to secondary markets. Nobody going to the core houses for the tertiary market. So if you want to get into tax liens and you say, I only have like $5,000 or whatever, I mean, you could get out there and you could really, you can bid on like property and get property for super cheap. Okay. In the tertiary markets. And the only thing with tax liens is, like I said, it's really, it's just a lot of work. It's a lot of due diligence, right? So it's kind of as much work as wholesaling and rehabbing is. That's how much tax liens are. Every state is completely different. You really have to learn your state laws. Great way to build up your pipeline, essentially, is what it is. But it's a lot of work in order to do that. Land, yes. Oh my gosh, land. I love land. And land is a really good way to make money as well too. Land is in a good market or in a bad market. You can make money in land. And, you know, so you can either wholesale land or you can wholesale it, right? So you just have to do marketing. It costs money to market, right? So just remember, for marketing, it's going to cost money. Or you can, and if you find any properties, you can either wholesale it, right? So that means you find a buyer for it, you put it under contract, and then you find a buyer for it. Or you get them to owner finance that land to you, or you can buy it and owner finance it to somebody else, and you can make some money on that. That's really kind of the two most important things about land. Like, you can either wholesale it or you can owner finance it, and that's how you make the money. And remember, I said owner financing is one of the best ways to make money uh, uh, in real estate. One of the best ways. You get the highest ROI in owner financing, because owner financing is the same concept for land that it is for any other property. You can owner finance land, residential, commercial, multifamily, storage, anything. All right. So you just have to learn how to owner finance. And when I say flipping, I mean wholesaling land. So essentially you learn to wholesale. When you learn to wholesale, you can wholesale any property. That's why I say you definitely need to learn how to wholesale, because that means that you can wholesale any property that comes across your plate. If you don't want it, you just wholesale it. But so you definitely want to learn wholesaling and owner finance. Those are like two of the most important types of niches within the real estate investing world. Okay. And that's it. That is my presentation. Okay, what do y'all think? Any questions for should I or shouldn't I invest in real estate? I basically went through all of the different ways that you can invest in real estate. Which ones are working now for the market, like right now, what you should be focusing on, and which ones are you just like, okay. And actually, the truth is like pretty much every single one that I went through, you can do something with still. It's just that you have to know exactly what type of market you should be focusing on for each of them. Like I said, you know, rehabbing is really like affordable housing, right? You can't just go out and do like custom homes and stuff right now. You just focus on affordable housing. So, so did you guys have any questions? If you have any questions, put it in the chat. And while we're waiting, just want to quickly remind you that you need to go into the members portal of REI USA and register for your event. Are you guys signed up for the event that's coming up this weekend? You know, every single event that comes up, just go ahead and make sure you register for that so you get the email notifications as well. Okay. And that's it. And make sure that you take a look at all the different benefits that we have inside the members portal so you can take advantage of those. Any other final questions? Anything about the presentation? Should I or shouldn't I invest in real estate? Anything from you guys? I appreciate you guys, you know, becoming members of REI USA. I'm telling you that over the course of the next couple of weeks, you're going to see a lot of trainings coming up. So just be looking at the calendar, registering for the events that you want to go to, putting them on your calendar. You can automatically put them on your calendar right in the members portal. And just getting involved, get into the Facebook group, introduce yourself, you know, tell everybody what your goals are, what you're looking for. Let's see what else. And that's it, really. So I don't see any questions. So I'm going to go ahead and just let y'all go. I appreciate your time. I'm going to be doing the webinar tomorrow as well, 7 critical steps. So make sure you hop on for that. That's tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Okay. All right, you guys take care, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.